Hi everyone, this is Shara from MomBlogCentral.com. We're back with part 2 of AdRotate plugin tutorial. Although I had planned on this being only a 2-part tutorial, it's actually going to end up being 3 parts. Because one of the parts of getting it set up in your sidebar is a little bit more extensive of a description than I usually have time for in my tutorials, and so we're going to cover the third set of details for the multi-user blog in part 3. If you haven't seen part 1, which goes over the basics for installing the plugin and what the different sections for ads, groups, and blocks are for, please make sure you do so. Today we're going to talk about setting up a block or a group and getting it to show up in your sidebar. So again, we've got our blocks set up. We're talking specifically about the giveaway sponsor ad block. If you want to only do this, like eliminate a step, you might want to go ahead and set up your groups that you know are going to appear in this block. And for me, that was my giveaway section 1 and giveaway section 2. And I did have those set up ahead of time so that when I did set up this, I was able to say I want this to be 2 ads and 2 columns. Again, this could be 4 ads and 2 columns. It would just show up in a square block and kind of go from there. Then one of the nice things, if you already have your groups created, is you can go ahead and select the groups that you want to appear in this block and then hit save. You will need to make sure that you have groups assigned to this block or they will not show up, and you do not choose that from the group area. You choose that from the block area. Hopefully that makes sense. So now we're going to go ahead and stick this in our sidebar under widgets. Again, I know I have a really large number of widgets. I may already have this widget sitting in there from a test I did earlier, and we'll just re-put it there. We're going to do this under the primary sidebar, and you will already see that we have the AdRotate featured shopping section, which you saw in the first tutorial. That uses a group of ads. There's, like I said, 5 or 6 different ads that run in that group and rotate in that space, and they are ID number 1. And I forgot to point out that you do need to make sure you know which ad group ID it is. So for this, since we're using a block, we know that it's ID number 1 for the block. This is giveaway sponsors, and I'll point out how you know that. It's actually quite simple. It's a block of ads, ID number 1, save. Now it will show up right here under featured shopping, and as you can see, here's a different ad as I had pointed out. Now granted, we're ignoring the fact that a 150 by 150 ad would fit better on my site, so I will address that myself at another time. So now we've got our group set up, we've got our block set up. Now we're going to go into ads. Every group, ad, and block has its own ID. IDs are always listed on the far left-hand side, right here, so you know exactly what ID number each ad holds, each group of ads holds, and each block of ads holds. If we look at this ad right here, it is slotted to run in the featured giveaway 125 first section spot. Now they will show up to the left or to the right based on their ID number. So just because you put a 2 on there doesn't mean it will show up second. This is a typical ad code. We will be going over other ad codes another time. The display from, make sure you use that. Once you've saved it, you will see this little box here. How visible you want it, since we're not rotating it, we don't care. And again, then you will do the same for the second ad. And now you can see these 2 little ads show up right underneath the large ad group, just all pretty in their little places, and they do what they're supposed to do. So that's basically tutorial number 2. Be sure to come back for tutorial number 3 for the multi-use blog options.